Two recent news items include the discharge of Fukushima wastewater in the Pacific Ocean and the dismantling of a wind farm near Keienberg to excavate the lignite coal underneath. The respective outrage concerns the discharge of radioactive materials on the one hand and the hypocrisy of dismantling renewables in favor of coal power plants on the other. A detail that is often forgotten is that excavating and burning coal also has radioactive emissions, so let's compare the two and put this into perspective. On August 24, 2023, TEPCO started discharging wastewaters from the Fukushima Daiichi plant in order to make space for more as decommissioning the plant continues. While this may provoke some strong feelings and cartoonish pictures of the three-eyed fish, this has been executed with the necessary preparation. The discharged water has been filtered from 82 out of 83 radionuclides, the 83rd element being tritium, a radioactive isotope of hydrogen which, being chemically identical, is pretty much impossible to filter out of water. Does this pose a problem? Well, the World Health Organization has guidelines on how much activity may be contained in drinking water. These guidelines are constructed in such a way that drinking 2 liters of it each day for a year would give you a total dose of 0.1 millisieverts. To put that into perspective, as a Belgian citizen, just being in my country for a year gets me a dose of 2.45 millisieverts, roughly 25 times as much. Most parts of Europe are roughly the same, some areas are less active, some areas are more active. In the purified water, we can see that those 82 radionuclides are well below the standards set out by the World Health Organization, with only tritium exceeding that value. The answer here is to dilute that volume with regular seawater by a factor of 10,000. This makes the radionuclide concentration well below the standards for drinking water, although being diluted with seawater means that it's unfortunately not safe for consumption. The International Atomic Energy Agency also has this new tool to clarify and quantify the dilution and discharges with live measurement. Here we can even see that the seawater on the intake has more activity than the output line. All this combined with continuous overwatch and inspection by several independent laboratories makes this operation completely safe. Just like the Japanese Prime Minister, I wouldn't say no to some Fukushima sushi. In the life cycle assessment, the United Nations Economic Council for Europe, UNECE, has detailed some numbers on radioactive releases during the mining and burning of coal. Interestingly, for both older and newer coal power plants, these releases are definitely higher than for nuclear power plants. This part of the graph shows us that a small amount gets released by mining and processing uranium, but more from mining and especially burning coal. I feel like it's justified to emphasize that coal power plants have higher radioactive releases than nuclear power plants. But if we compare those doses to naturally occurring radiation, it's actually not that bad. What actually is bad for coal power plants are the carbon emissions and the air pollution. The World Health Organization estimates that worldwide air pollution kills 6.7 million people each year, a significant portion of which caused by fossil fuels. Out of all fossil fuels, hard coal and lignite are the worst, with respectively 25 and 33 deaths per terawatt hour. A 1 gigawatt power plant could produce up to 8.76 terawatt hours each year. Kraftwerk Neurath, the power plant supplied by the lignite dug up at Keienberg, has a capacity of 4.2 gigawatts. This plant alone could be responsible for hundreds to over 1,000 deaths annually. Germany has just under 40 gigawatts of coal power plants, Poland just over 30. If we're worried about public health, the Fukushima Daiichi wastewater releases are definitely the very least of our problems. Thank you for watching.